Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. It's here, the time is here. What a game, what a game. This is football for the purists. This is football. This is what we've all been waiting for. PSG against Bayern Munich. We're in Paris. Oh, well, I'm not in Paris, but we are in Paris. Bayern Munich and Paris Saint-Germain. They're two best teams in the tournament left when it comes to football. These lineups are insane, says Kobe. Well, look, we are ready to go here, and I'm so excited about it. So share the video, get involved. Robert said, should it be the final? Well, it doesn't always work out like that. It'll probably work out like in the World Cup. We might not get the two best teams in the final. It might be playing in the semi-final, but I mean, I don't know which way this goes, if I'm being completely honest. I want PSG. I want Bayern to win it. I do like PSG, but they won it last year. Harry Kane, Englishman in Germany, winning the Champions League would be great. But I also think Bayern Munich have played the better football this season. However, it's blockbuster football, says Prince. If PSG turn this on and win this game, then realistically, fair play. Of course, second leg is in Germany, but Real Madrid did play very well in that second leg. So I'm interested to see how it's going to work out. Savage says it's going to be a good match. I mean, look, I was just over on the United stand. Some of you might have been there, and I did say, is there a scenario where Bayern Munich smash PSG and Luis Enrique decide to part ways, and United go in for Luis Enrique and Carrick gets the Fulham job. I mean, that would be, that would be a dream scenario. But looking at these two teams, look at that midfield: João Neves, Vitinha, Zaire Emery for PSG. Up front, Kvaratskhelia, Dembele and Doué. They play good football. But Carlo on the bench. Back four of Mendes, Pacho, Marquinhos and Hakimi. And then the Bayern side, which should be being showed in a minute, but I'll just get it. It's easier just to use it to look myself, to be honest. Should be goals galore, yeah, I do agree. Bayern, Neuer, Stanisic, Upamecano, Tar, Davies, Pavlovic, Kimmich, Musiala, Elise, Diaz and Kane. Of course, no Gnabry because he picked up a bad injury. PSG have actually got three more subs on their bench than Bayern. Goretzka, Ito, Jackson, Kim Min-jae, Lema, Offley, Pavic, Ulrich and Erberg. I don't know where Carl is, actually. Don't know whether he's got an injury. But Lema on the bench is quite a surprise because, normally he would be starting. But Lema on the bench is a good player for them. As I said, Savinov in goal for PSG. Hakimi, Marquinhos, Pacho, Nuno Mendes, Zaire Emery, Vitinha, João Neves, Doué, Dembele and Kvaratskhelia. On their bench, they've got the likes of Barcola, Hernandez, Baraldo, Ramos, Mbaye. Fabian Ruiz is back there on the bench. A big part of their team last year, but Zaire Emery preferred this year, just coming back from injury himself. Star-studded teams. But you know what I will say as well? Whoever comes through this, I think will be the people's favourite. But in a 90-minute game against an Atletico Madrid or an Arsenal, you never know. With a shutout and a goal from a corner or a dodgy penalty or a red card, you just don't know. I think over two legs, whoever wins this will be the favourite. But you don't know in the final. Atmosphere is absolutely stunning. I love the Champions League. We've been doing the Champions League on That's Football for a very long time. I remember the Real Madrid-Liverpool final where Bale scored. I remember the Real Madrid-Atletico Madrid final as well. So, I've got a strong affection for this tournament. And I think it does get better and better. I really do. I think the new format is fantastic. But when you get to the knockout stages, that familiar... I mean, I remember a couple of years ago, the final at Wembley, Dortmund against Madrid. I just love the Champions League. There's something very magical about it. When Man United won it, it was magical. When Liverpool win it, it was horrible. But, it is very, very, very exciting. And we've got two nights this week and next week for it. Karen says, how long has That's Football been going? I feel like That's Football's been going about 8 years. Yeah. Pick a winner, Mark. I'm going to go Bayern, Robert. I am going to go Bayern. Should we get a bit of a poll going on, actually, just while we can? Who wins the tie? Who makes the final? So it won't, even tonight's result doesn't necessarily change it. Who makes the final? I think the interesting thing from the semi-finals was that obviously PSG were just too strong for Liverpool, like United will be on Sunday. But I think that with regards to Bayern, they were very good in Madrid. But in Germany, it was a very equal game, wasn't it? A few super chats coming in here. Is the Premier League too tedious for a Premier League team to win the Champions League? I think the football's better in Europe at the moment. For whatever reason, the Premier League has lost its intensity and flow. And that's probably not a bad thing. You know, the Premier League can't be the dominant force forever. That's the whole point of evolution, isn't it? And the Premier League needs a little bit of a, you know, I think over the summer. That's a lovely long throw in there. They've not tracked the run of Musiala. He's in the box. And they might whip a cross in. And it's a good cross. And it's good defending by PSG. And I expect Bayern to have a lot of the ball. I can watch the World Cup because my GCSEs finish in June, says Brant. There we go. That'll be a nice little reward for you, mate. Any chance of Kane to United if Bayern don't win, says Aaron Craig. I mean, a Kane to Man United would be great, but there's a few barriers there. One, the release clause is over 60 million. Two, his wages are over 300k. And three, he's over 26. So apart from that, it's very doable. Arsenal fan, finally Champions League final is a two-legged tie. No, it's not. Don't listen to Ray. Was at the game last night, Mark. This is football, says Andren. Thank you very much. I'm excited. Yabba dabba do, says Marge. And hopefully PSG wins because I hate Elise, says Too Much. Yeah, I see. I mean, I don't pick up on any of this Elise stuff. I see a few clips and that, but yeah, I don't really pick up. Apparently, he's quite nonchalant. I don't know. Oh, I know what you mean. Like the two-legged final. Yeah, okay. Not to be negative, but I'm worried for tomorrow being a bore fest. But today's an instant classic. Premier League probably harder, not necessarily better, says Harold. Thank you very much for that. And Lakabaka says, people think Bayern are going to win. Laugh out loud. Thanks for your early super chats. Do that through the $sign. We'll read those out. And please do share the video. Get involved with That's Football. 2 nights of Champions League football. And it was nice to do a video earlier. I know a lot of you watched it. It's had over 100,000 views already, which is not unusual for this channel. You know, we are good. But Mourinho to Real Madrid. I love the fact that so many people engaged in that video because, again, non-Premier League video, non-Premier League game here. And we still get huge views, which to me shows that, you know, you are football connoisseurs and you do care about football. He says, play on. Look like a foul there. PSG, can they move the ball quick enough? These two legs are the two greatest talent pools of the season. We just need to rejoice at this tantalising spectacle. But as a United fan, you look at this and you look at our squad and you just get depressed, says Rajaf. I'm about to say something incredible, but I'm going to say it anyway. Man United could beat PSG and Bayern Munich. And you know what? We could. On a one-off game, we could. Because we beat Man City and we beat Arsenal. That's what Man United is. On our day, we can beat anybody. I would never rule out Man United beating PSG at Old Trafford. I wouldn't. Because on our day, I think we can beat anybody. But we can't do it consistently. That's our problem. People are laughing in the chat. They're laughing at me, Mum. They're laughing at me. I told you not to say it. I told you they wouldn't like it. Stop writing my scripts. They're laughing at me. Alphonso Davies to Man United would be glorious, says Ryan. Yeah, it won't happen. Yeah. I've not been down the pub. I'm totally sober. I tell you what, come back next season then and see what Man United do in the group stage when they get Bayern Munich or Real Madrid. We'll see then. You won't be laughing then. Here's Elise up against Mendes. Decent cross. Keeper jumps on that well. Interesting with the goalkeeping situation at PSG, isn't it? Because it's not really worked out. Never really understood why they got rid of Donnarumma. Went for that Chevalier, who's a good goalkeeper, but he hasn't been able to cement his position. PSG with the first chance to break away. Dembele, but Tars across very quickly. 69% say Bayern will win, make the final, and 31% are saying PSG. We'll keep that vote open because it's not really dependent on tonight's result. If it's tight. Such a good footballing team though, Bayern. The way they move the ball. Possession, but effective possession. Quick possession. Indicative of the Bundesliga. They like to keep the ball in play and they like to move it. PSG, similar. Like to get the fullbacks on, like to use the width. Trust their defence, high line. When you look at PSG and Bayern, it scares you to think how far United are to reach that level and perform on a consistent basis, says Ashish. Jade, I haven't had the Moscow Mule yet. No, sorry. $10,000 watching already. Please do share the video. Absolute legends. Why isn't Bielsa mentioned in United manager search, this baller? Because he managed Leeds and he didn't do very well. Wilcox should go to prison for buying Nagate and funding João Neves, says Tyler. Benzi's got a good question here. He says, do you think Kvaratskhelia is the best left winger in the world at the moment? I think there's another one on this pitch who could compete with him. Luis Diaz is having a great season. Who else is a good left winger? I mean, Vinicius Jr. plays off the left, doesn't he? Good play by Kvaratskhelia here. Has to go backwards. I think there's certainly more right wingers in the good cross there, but Bayern dealt with it. Kane gets it to Elise. It is amazing watching Harry Kane and Elise, and you think about a couple of years ago. One of them was at Palace and one of them was at Spurs. It's almost like a proud parent, really, isn't it? Watching Kane and Elise and knowing their roots at Palace and Spurs, and now look at them on the world stage at Bayern. Savage says Gakpo's the best. Yeah, I mean, on the right-hand side, I mean, probably not Salah this year, but you've got the likes of Elise and Yamal. Ahmad. On the left-hand side, I mean, who's the best left winger in the Prem? Who's the best left winger in the Prem? Rafinha, very good player as well, yeah. Who's the best left winger in the Premier League? Doku? Semenyo plays off the right, doesn't he? Garnacho. Morgan Rogers isn't a winger, though, is he? He's number 10. So, 10 minutes gone. You seen Amorim's been linked to the Crystal Palace job, says Liam. Yeah, but he shouldn't take it. Shouldn't take it. So foul here to Bayern. Let's have a look at this. Is there Emery on Harry Kane? Don't be injuring Harry Kane, for fuck's sake. Oh my God, trod on his bloody foot as well. I hope he's all right. I mean, that from a World Cup point of view, that would be an absolute killer, losing Harry Kane. We can't do that. Yassine Amrim has been linked to the Palace job. How is managing Leeds a deal breaker, says Baller? Well, yeah, but no one's interested in Bielsa. Ryle says, how is the big red goal machine Kane performing? Well, we've only just got started here. 10 minutes gone. Pretty equal. Kimmich with a free kick here. Very central. He's not going to shoot. I think he's going to go wide right, which he has. And Elise wasn't being marked. Lovely play by Elise, but good tackle. Lots of people saying this game should be the final. Time Lord says they've been nursing Kane through an ankle injury for the last few weeks. Header says you're very delayed. That's why we have a timer, mate. Dembele. Good tackle. Kimmich. Yellow card. Didn't see the tackle. Let's have a look. Luis Diaz on Marquinhos. Yeah, body checked him. An ice hockey move, that. Dembele went down. I mean, would have been a soft one. Just caught the end of the United Stand show, says Shane. Thank you. Was going to ask when the next overlap announcement is. Think you possibly might have given a hint at the end, says Shane B. I know announcements that are coming, but I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if we announced something before Man United announced their manager. Let's put it that way. What year did they drop the away goal rule, says Metalbox? I think we're in the second year of it. And another corner here for Bayern. Might be the first corner. Tyler Quarry says, do you think there's more world-class players in this game than the entire Premier League? Oof. No, I don't think so. I mean, there are a lot of world-class players in this game, but in the Premier League, you've got, you know, Man City have probably got 3. Arsenal probably have 3. Liverpool have probably got 2. United have got 1. You might be right. I'd say there's, how many world-class players do you think there are in the Premier League? 10. Is there 10 world-class players on this pitch? It's close. Vitinha or Musiala for you personally, says Junga. Vitinha. At the moment. What a ball by Elise. He needs some support though there. And great ball, but he just didn't have the legs there. I think it was it Stanisic running through? It was. Didn't have the legs. Now it's back with Neuer. How long do we think Kane can go on for? I think he can be class until 2030-ish and play that World Cup as well. Best player in the world for me, says Up the Reds. Kane! Harry Kane is 32. And he'll be 33 in the summer. Oh, here we are. Kvaratskhelia, he's got space, cuts it back. And good defending by Bayern. And now Luis Diaz, look at the pace of this. He's got no support. He's driving. He's driving. Not a car. That would be ridiculous. Elise into Kane. He's going to just roll it here into Kimmich. It's been a good break, this, but they're looking for the killer pass. There it is. Diaz. Penalty. Penalty. Absolutely. And it could be worse. It could be worse. Wow, big moment. Big, big moment. Luis Diaz. No, he won't be sent off. There is a man there. It's whether it's a penalty or not. Pacho. It might not be a penalty. Probably will. I don't think it's clear and obvious to rule it out. I mean, it's a little bit like Canate for Liverpool. I don't know what Luis Diaz is hitting the ground for. Let's run a poll on this. 72% say Bayern are going to win the whole tie. Was that a penalty? It's going to be Kane on the penalty. Yes or no? Was it a penalty? I think it's one of those where if it doesn't get given, it doesn't get overruled. And if it does get given, it doesn't get overruled. I think it's one of those ones where you go with the one on the pitch. I think it looked like a penalty in real life. Harry Kane is here. It's not going to get ruled out. It will be a penalty. Kane can go either way. Very meticulous the way he does this. 13,000 watching. Share the video. Big moment in this tie. 16 minutes in. Harry Kane steps up. And it's Kane! And it's 1-0 to Bayern Munich. It's Harry Kane. It's Bayern Munich in Paris. 1-0 up. It was a bloody brilliant break, to be honest with you. Let's not forget, Luis Diaz skipped past 3 players in his own half, moved the ball up to Elise, back to Kane, into Kimmich, killer pass into Luis Diaz. Pacho had to bring him down before he shot. Penalty, and then it's Kane who scores, and it's 1-0 to Bayern Munich here in Paris. First blood, Harry Kane. Very, very good penalty. Very, very good penalty. Game on. We got an early goal. I mean, not that we needed an early goal. Sometimes you need an early goal to get a game going. I don't think we need an early goal in this game to get it going, but it's got going now. PSG at home, of course, behind. They have to react. And I think they will. I think they will. Remember, they were up. They put a very good cross in themselves just before that. 76% saying it's a penalty. I don't think there's any doubt about that then. We'll close that poll. Little shot of Luis Enrique. Come to Manchester. Manchester United. Imagine if you went to Man City. Harold says, I'd love Nusa. Tradition with Norwegians at Man United. I'd love him at Man United as well. Well, it's living up to its billing here. Both teams playing football. Great game, says Philip. Wow, we had 25,000 watching Real Madrid PSG, and hopefully we can replicate that again. Not because we need the views, but more from a. It just shows that you don't need Premier League teams to get loads of people watching football. I think it's been great. Kane for the Ballon d'Or. It's World Cup year, mate. I think the World Cup plays a big part in the Ballon d'Or. If you have a good World Cup, win your domestic league, and do well in the Champions League, you've got a great chance. Here is Kane. Oh no, Elise. Great save. Absolutely great save, Savanoff. It should have been 2. It would have been an assist for Kane. PSG on the ropes a little bit here. Look at this. Look at this. Harry Kane. He's got options everywhere. Slips it into Elise. And he probably should have scored. Great save. Great save. Absolutely, Emdo. He's old and cheap, but would you want Kane to pair with Sesko at United, to Zuto? He's not going to be cheap, is he? I think his release clause is 60 million. But love the channels, says EA Mosri. Yeah, I think Ballon d'Or, there could be a few. You could have Harry Kane win it. You could have Elise win it. If France win the World Cup and Bayern win the Champions League, then it could be Elise. If England do really well and Bayern win the Champions League, it could be Harry Kane. They're moving the ball around lovely here at the moment, though, Bayern. It's magnificent to watch. They've got overloads everywhere. Here's Luis Diaz. Oh, no one there. Bayern Bayern are pushing here for the second goal, and PSG are a little bit shell-shocked. But here's Doué. He's got grass in front of him. And he needs to make yardage, and he does. And he knocks it into Vitinha. Gives it him back. And then Bayern win it back. And this is where they're so good at just transitioning. Ross says, I don't think Bruno Fernandes gets anywhere near either of these teams. Well, I think stylistically, you're probably right. I mean, Bruno doesn't play football in the way that they play football, does he? Bruno's a very risk-taking player. But I wouldn't write Bruno off. That's on Harry Kane's ankle again. It was a good save by the keeper. Philip says company ball is so good. You imagine him at City at some point, don't you? Thanks for all the super chats that are coming in. Thanks everybody who's tuning in. We've got nearly 15,000, which is great. Share the video. And if you've not subscribed to the United... well, if you haven't subscribed to the United Stand, please do. But you're on That's Football. Please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We're getting very close to 470,000 on the road to 1.5 million. So please get involved with That's Football. Daily content here, and everybody is welcome. Of course, we've got Arsenal against... Atletico Madrid tomorrow night. In Madrid. Lovely play by Elise. Cross. And PSG are having to defend here. Oh, God, this could be a goal. Dembele. Oh, what a miss. What a miss. French one-on-ones ain't going well tonight. Through on goal, Dembele. A lot of time to think about this, but he's got to score. He doesn't even hit the target. Wide it goes. Does everything right, just doesn't get the curl on it. So doesn't do it right. Mark, you got interrupted with the Kane 2030 thing. Harry Kane is 32, 33 this summer. So 27, 34, 28, 35, 29, 36, 30, 37. I don't know. I think that's a push to say that Harry Kane will be around for the next World Cup. 4 years, 36, just about to be 37 during that World Cup. It's a lot. Just depends on what the drop-off is physically and speed, isn't it? Zaid says, do you think the Champions League ball makes a difference? Well, here's Kvaratskhelia. Oh, what a goal. What a goal. Absolutely brilliant individualism. You can't argue with it. Is he the best left winger in the world? We're doing stuff like that. You've got to say that is pure class. Pure class. And this game is living up to it as well. He gets it out on the left-hand side. He's running up against Stanisic, who I think is a little bit of a weak link. What a goal, though. I don't know why Lehmer's not playing. I prefer Lehmer, but Stanisic just looks a little bit lost here. He has him on toast. He's twisting him like a bloody curly-whirly. But that finish is remarkable. Right in the bottom corner. You don't save those. You don't save those. It's an immaculate finish. I mean, it's so immaculate. I don't think Neuer thinks it's going in. Neuer doesn't even stretch his arm out. I think he thinks it's going wide. Something out of nothing. Well, for PSG, that's a big, big goal because Bayern have definitely been the better side here in the first few minutes, first 25 minutes. But that's what world-class talent can do. Why do you think Neuer didn't stretch? Either he knew he couldn't get it and didn't bother, Or he thought it was going wide and didn't bother. But look, Dembele had a chance just before that. So it has been coming for PSG. Lovely finish. PS says he's the best left wing in the world. No one even comes close. Well, I think the left winger for Bayern comes close, to be fair. That's a goal, that's so, to be fair, says Marge. Zaid says, do you think the Champions League ball makes a difference? Having not played with the Champions League ball, I don't know. But great game, says Kevin. Here's Luis Diaz, the other left winger. Bayern still looking very good. End to end, absolutely incredible. And we get to give, 50-50 possession as well. Wow. And we get to the fact that we get to do this again next week as well. We really are being blessed. We don't always get this in world football, though. We don't always get this in football. You think about the Premier League this year. We've had rarely been good games. Bayern Real Madrid in the last round was fantastic. And this first half an hour has been living right up to what we all hoped so far. Just a feast for the footballing eyes, really. The purists. It's the purists' game. You know, you probably say to friends and family and partners, I'm watching PSG against Bayern tonight. And they go, why? You're not French or German. You go, get out. You know nothing about football, do you? It's quite simply the best game of the season. What's your highest viewer count on a watch-along? About 150k for England, Germany. England. I think England, Germany did have a lot watching as well. England, Colombia penalties in the World Cup 2018. It went mad. PSG. Ooh, interesting cross. I'll tell you what, PSG are coming. This is the thing about tides of the game, because I think at 1-0, Bayern looked really good. Now it's got 1-1 and they've got the home crowd going. PSG are playing with confidence. Prajit says, do you think we'll all be asleep tomorrow for Atletico against Arsenal? I'm hoping Atletico will have a go, really. They're not as dull and boring as they used to be under Simeone. But with Arsenal, you just don't know. Multifrex says, this is how football was back in the day. More of this style in the Premier League, please. Shame if winner of Harrenball Heaven beats these two, says Andrew. And Up the Red says, regarding Kane, it's his IQ and lack of reliance on pace makes me believe he can go on and on. Lewandowski was dropping 40 goals at 37 for Barca too. Look, he might be able to do it. Thank you, Up the Reds. Ron says, having watched the first 30 minutes, do you still think United can beat any of these teams next season? We'll see next season, won't we? I'm confident we'll get a big result against a big team in the Champions League group stage or league stage. Where would United have to finish in the Champions League next season for you to be happy? Quarterfinal. Yeah. Because if you finish in the top 8 in the league, you should get a good draw in the last 16, so quarterfinal, before you play anybody decent. Gotti says, it's a shame this isn't the final, but we've got 2 legs of this. They use this word too often these days, but this is a world-class game of football with incredible players, says Ashish. It is. It is. Peter says, you show the Premier League table in your graphics. Do I? Shouldn't be there. Yeah, we do. Get the Premier League out. Imposter. Trying to advertise themselves on the Champions League, aren't they? Oh, look at us, lads. We're still here. Get out. Get out of my pub. Do. Bayern just need a little bit of composure here. Elise is... I tell you what, Elise is giving Mendes the runaround. How has that not gone in? Brilliant play by Elise. Sort of dinked it over the goalkeeper. I mean, that is just incredible. He sent Mendes there. And then Marquinhos comes across and he does him as well. And it nearly goes in off the defender. And now it's Doué. Into the box. Doué. Oh, God. I can't tell you what. You just can't take... I'm doing a Phil Foden. You just can't take your eyes off this. Oh, this is a game for the ages, this is. This is incredible. It's putting the Premier League to shame. It's magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. End-to-end quality. It's making the Premier League look like a pub league, to be honest. Goal! PSG 2-1. Unbelievable comeback. And it's João Neves who kicks the corner flag, but scores from a corner. One of the smallest players on the pitch. Heads it in like he's Harry Maguire. He runs across the front post, flicks it into the bottom corner. And PSG are 2-1 up and they can't believe it now. And it's their turn to be under pressure. What's going on here? Absolutely incredible. João Neves. He ain't big. He's about 5 foot something. And that's with his hair sticking up. But you don't need to be big to put it in the back of the net. What a leap. Musiala's going to feel really silly about that because he's completely lost his man. And again, Neuer just can't get anywhere near it. What a header. Fantastic. 2-1 to PSG. Thoughts on Chelsea going for Silva, Alonso and Iriola to CFC? I mean, look, fair play. They've got a shortlist. They're showing ambition. Do you think Sesko shines next season, Mark, says Harry? I hope so. Scored a few goals this season. Oh, it could be 3. It could be 3. Dembele. No. Still Dembele. Great play by Upamecano. PSG could really make hay here. They really could. Did you surprise when Bayern signed Company as their new head coach after Burnley, or did you consider him as a good coach, says Christian? I was a little bit surprised. I mean, to be fair, they probably looked at his ideology and went, if we give him good players, maybe it will work. That header was Keane versus Juventus vibes. It was, James. It really, really was. Is it a decent game? I've just joined, says True Gent. Does a bear shit in the woods? And hi, Mark. Hope you're well. Will you be doing watch-alongs throughout the World Cup that aren't England games? Yes, I will. I will, over the next few weeks, start to give you a schedule of the games that we're going to cover. But it won't just be me. We've got other people who are going to do some as well, so which we've done in the past. Thank you very much, Lachlan. They use the word too often these days, but this is a world-class game. Anyone else in Japan can't watch the game, says Forged by Smithy. If anyone's in Japan, let us know. Becky says, it's been a great start to this game. I want Bayern to win the cup. Going to say 2-3 to Bayern. And yes, husband doesn't get why I want to watch this match either, says Becky. Well, hopefully he understands now. It's an absolute classic. And fair play to PSG. Using the home crowd. Very equal game. With lots of chances. But PSG, to be fair, probably edging it out. Considering the fact they're 2-1. But Bayern, if you know anything about Bayern, and I do because we've got the Bundesliga here on That's Football, the amount of times they're behind at half-time, I mean, it's incredible how many times they've been behind this season at half-time and gone on and won. Oh, how did they not score there? Musiala is having a bit of a stinker, Musiala, to be honest. At fault for the second goal. Cut back from Diaz. And messing around with it in the box. And now PSG have got a break. Hakimi. Numbers. Oh, is that Doué? Another good chance. And he puts it wide. It's end to end. It really is. It would have took a good shot to beat Neuer from there. And he nearly had it. Oh, it's such a great game. It's so good. Bayern on the attack now. I don't think... I thought Real Madrid, Bayern was amazing. This first 30 minutes, it's definitely going to be one of them games where you don't want half-time. It's been so good. Definitely game of the season. In the context of the stakes as well. Poison says, if you're in Tokyo, get yourself to Ibisu. You'll find someone there with the game on. There we go. I don't know what that's all about, but there we go. Can't wait to go to Tokyo, by the way. Mendes driving forward now. Sort of suiting PSG now, though, because I think they're letting Bayern attack and then looking to counter quickly. Lewis says, I think Bayern are looking a bit wobbly here. It's a little bit like when Bayern scored their first goal. I think PSG were a little wobbly. A bit like a boxing match. You get hit by a knockout goal and then you're a bit unsteady on your feet. And I do agree with you on that. But a long way to go. We've got nearly 17,000 watching. Please keep sharing the video. This has been an absolutely brilliant game. And if you are new here, please click and subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Get involved with That's Football. Sorry, I've just lost the live chat. I'm just refreshing it. Oh, Stanisic is absolutely getting rinsed by Kvaratskhelia. He's done well to get back there. Oh, no. You do not want to see that, what I just saw. Kvaratskhelia was clutching his hamstring, and now Stanisic is in. He's got to go himself. And he wants a penalty as well. Well, they haven't put the ball out, so I think Kvaratskhelia is okay. I haven't seen him on the screen yet. Lachlan says, how refreshing is it to watch this over the Prem? Oh, mate, it's fantastic. No penalty. And Kvaratskhelia is okay. Big chances being missed by both sides as well. I mean, how many one-on-ones have we seen? Good play by Musiala here. I personally would take Stanisic off. I think he's really struggling. Elise, here he goes up against Mendes every time. Doesn't take him on that time. Oh, lovely touch by Luis on the far side into the box. Up against Hakimi. Done well there, Hakimi. Be interesting to see how Colombia do in the World Cup. A little bit like Mexico. A lot of players that we don't really know because they don't play in Europe. Salman says, I remember when Liverpool used to play high-intensity football like this. One thing I can categorically say is it won't be 2-1 at the end of the game. Elise! 2-2! Why did they stand off him? I do not know. But we know that it's 2-2 now. And Michael Elise runs away with the shush. I mean, I've got to say, it's brilliant. And this tie has got everything. We've got 4 goals in the first 41 minutes. This is footballing ecstasy. This needs to be studied. This is what football should be. I feel like, and I know I'm going to say the words Premier League, and they do have an identity crisis, but this is what football should be. This is what football can be. This is what we want football to be. We should be watching football like this every weekend. We shouldn't be waiting for just PSG to play Bayern Munich. It is a spectacle extraordinaire. It is an absolute stand up and applause moment for me, for both of these teams. You know, they're both playing their part. And 2-2, and we've actually had big chances missed as well. This is absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And why, if you're Man United, Arsenal, Juventus, you know, Benfica, Valencia, why anybody wouldn't want to copy this, I don't know. This is the way football should be being played. This is how you increase your shirt sales. This is how you increase your ticket prices. This is how you increase your stadium capacity on football like this. And you've got to say huge, huge applause to both football clubs, both managers, both sets of players, because whoever comes out of this on top, and it won't be tonight, of course, respect. Respect. I thought Real Madrid Bayern Munich was a fantastic 2-legger. After 40 minutes, this is already better. Defensively, I thought PSG should have. I do think they stood off him a little bit. Daniel Thompson says, "Hope you're well. What a great game this is. Top quality, entertaining football. The Champions League is a joy to watch when the Premier League is a chore." Stig says, "I've never in my life seen better quality game." Noemi says, "Farmers League versus Farmers League." Well, these are the best those leagues have to offer. Arsenal wish for a game like this. Take notes. And today's game should be played best out of 7. Yeah, JBS in the States they do a lot of like best of 7 series, don't they? I'd happily have them. I'd happily have this as a World Series best of 7. Elise again. He's got past Mendes, and Mendes has done well. And that should be a corner. Goal kick. Would Arsenal go... Ryle says, "Hi, Mark. Would Arsenal go against either of these teams in the final? Do you think Arteta's strategy of score and defend would work in a final?" I think you can park the bus against PSG and Bayern. I think you can do that. I don't enjoy the prospect of somebody doing that, but you can. Do you think this style of football will take over in the coming years? High pressure, high lines, and players moving freely on the pitch? I hope so, Getchy. I hope so. The gods are giving us a great football today, and tomorrow will be punished to balance the universe, says Marge. And Callan says, "Both of these teams would absolutely dunk on Arsenal or Atleti. So unfortunate this isn't the final." In fairness, Arsenal did beat Bayern at the Emirates in November. Very different Arsenal side, but they did. Best game I've seen since Fulham versus Brighton, says J.K. Worthing. And Chiri says, "I miss being part of these Champions League nights. Can't wait for us to be back in it next season." United, yeah, we'll be good. Neves or Rice, says Gabriel. We're about 15 seconds away from half time here, so we'll run a poll on that. Nearly 19,000 watching. Thank you everybody who's watching. I get so proud when we get huge views for a game that's not a Premier League game. I just think it shows that people want to see good football and they'll watch it no matter what. So very proud of that. Please do keep sharing the video. Let's see if we can hit 20k. But this is a night for footballing purists, absolutely. I doubt there's many PSG and Bayern fans in here. We're just watching a great game of football with great players, great coaching, and great attitudes. And here we are again, and it's a lovely cross, and Tar does well, and it goes for a corner. And only 1 minute added on is probably the worst thing about this half, because I want more. I want more. Imagine if this was the final. I think in a way it's better that it is a semi. Nate says, I don't think Park the Bus will work against these teams. Arsenal wouldn't stand a chance versus either of them, says KW. I don't think the Arsenal we've seen since Christmas will do well against these types of teams. I think the Arsenal pre-Christmas did beat Bayern, as we saw. Ref's going to blow in a minute. This is going to be the last attack. Dembele wants a handball. Kvaratskhelia goes for a shot straight at Neuer. Now it's Elise. They're looking for a possible penalty. And keeper's done well there. That goes for a throw-in. And there might be a penalty. He did move his hand out. I reckon they might give this. I think they're going to give it. I think they have to give it. Is it a penalty? Well, 74% of you are saying Neves over Rice. Right at the end of the half. Is that a handball? Yes or no? I think they'll give it. I think they will give it. Yeah, he's going for a penalty check. I think he has, because he has his hands like that, and then as the ball comes in, he moves like that. I think he'll give it. I'd want it. And it does hit his body first. I think he's going to give it, isn't he? Yeah, given. Massive. Huge moment. Kimmich not very happy. Dembele and Alphonso Davies there. You're not going to change the mind. 64% say it is a penalty. 36% say not. Refs love ruining games like this with a red or a penalty, says Said. It's one of those, if it's against Man United, I'm losing my shit. If it's for Man United, I'm saying, what are you on about? You know what? The worst thing about that is that because he was doing that, and then as it comes to the body reactions like that, nobody's going to... It's sort of like... It's a natural body reaction to do that. But if he'd have actually just stood there like that and hit it, I don't think it would have been given. But because he had his arms behind his back, and then he flinches like that, and then puts them back behind his back, I think it makes it a penalty. I think that's what it is. I think because he's trying to not give it with his hands behind his back and he moves them, I think that's why. So look, PSG could be going in ahead here. Dembele steps up. And it's a good penalty. Neuer goes the right way, but it's right into the bottom corner. What a game. What a half. It's had everything. 2 penalties, 5 goals. What a half of football. Yeah, body. Does the body play a part, Mark? I don't know. Mate, I gave up trying to understand the handball rule a long time ago. I really did. I think it's very, very difficult to understand And also, this is UEFA's interpretation of handball, not the Premier League's, which is also different. In the Premier League, that's probably not a penalty. But yeah, it is what it is. Best half of football this season, says Plume. Well, it is half time now. Let's stop the clock. Sadly, but happily, we will have another half an hour to come. Another 45 minutes to come. Do you think it will be 5 goals at half time between Arsenal and Atletico? No, it might be 0-0 at half time. But look, we'll definitely get more goals in the second half. Referee blows straight away as soon as the ball kicks off. It'll be interesting to see if any players go near the referee. I don't necessarily. I mean, look, is it a penalty? Is that a handball? 52% say yes, 48% say no. So it's literally split the chat. I do feel a bit bad for Bayern. I think to go in at half-time 3-2 down is quite strange because they've played so well. But then again, PSG have countered well. I mean, statistically, 50-50 on possession. PSG have actually had more shots, but they've both had 3 on target each. It has been a very equal game. And it has been a very equal game. I mean, look, it's just been an absolute pleasure to watch. Absolutely brilliant game of football. Let's catch up on some of your comments. Gotti says, can we just simulate the Arsenal game tomorrow? Marcus says, that is not a penalty. What a joke. UEFA corruption. It's a joke. Get rid of the refs and get AI, says Stig. You know what, though? The problem we've probably got here is we're indoctrinated to the PGMOL in the Premier League. I remember Man United playing in the Europa League with Lisandro Martinez, and somebody hit a shot and it deflected off his leg and hit his hand, and it was a penalty, and we lost our shit. We were like, what are you talking about? How can it be a handball when it deflects off a body part? Because, you know, there is such a thing as distance between the ball and hitting the hand, and you can't get your hand out the way. So how can you get your hand out the way when it flicks off a body part? And I think that's where some of us, you know, don't really understand it. But I think in Europe, they do give them for that. So this is literally Christmas. Yabba dabba doo, says Marge. Best game since France-Argentina in the World Cup final, says Shane. Arteta and Arsenal, embarrassment to the Premier League, says Nemanja. What? Never a penalty. VAR once again, says Stig. Refs are ruining the games with that penalty, says Zaid. If that is a penalty, I am Jesus, says Stig. A lot of people not happy about it. And PSG, FC, and Bayern defences are so open. The Premier League is sweaty, says Hitton. Arsenal before Christmas doesn't win either, says Wan Hurt. And my mate, who's not an Arsenal fan, said Arsenal would beat both these teams. I'd like to report a war crime, please, says Goldio. And Shob says, we are witnessing a 2-legged Champions League final. Whoever wins this wins it all. Premier League teams need to learn a lot from this game. This is actual football. Thank you very much. Okay, and tomorrow's game is going to be the exact opposite of this, 100%. Can't wait to see my team against these elite teams next season, says 21st Century Vampire. Appreciate that. Arsenal is the most dodgy with 1 goal every game, says JBS. Thanks for all your super chats. You can do that through the $sign. We'll read those. 21,000 people watching. I don't blame you. It is an absolutely brilliant game, says George. Lots of people saying it shouldn't have been a penalty, although it is split on the vote. But look, let's not dwell on that too much. We've got another 45 minutes. Bayern have got another game in Germany. So whether it was an injustice or not, these things can happen in any game, and it's how you react to that. I think Bayern Munich just need to go again. And, you know, they tend to be a very good second half side, and they've also got the second leg in Germany. Remember, this is in Paris. Like, PSG do actually need to make hay here because this is their home ground. I think they need to take something to Munich next week. So still a lot to play for as well. Pistol says the Lisandro Martinez one touched his leg first, then his hand. The same happened here in this game. And the History Guru says that was a penalty all day long. And O says, thoughts on the first ever American manager winning a major trophy in Europe, Real Sociedad with the Copa del Rey. Well done to that. I don't watch the Liga, so didn't know about it, but there we go. What were your thoughts on the penalty, Mark? Yeah, I have skirted around it a little bit. No, I haven't. If that's Man United and that's Luke Shaw, I'm saying I knew it. He's crap. No, I wouldn't. I'd say that's not a penalty. What is he supposed to do? It's flicked off his body. It's close to him. What's he supposed to do? If that's Mbuemo putting the cross in and it hits Mendes, I'm saying, well, it's bloody blatant. Look at it. Look at it. He's got his hands behind his back. When the cross comes in, he moves them. Then it's, he's literally proving he's not got his hands in a natural position because he's doing that and then he moves it. So I think it's one of those where if you want it to be a penalty, it is. And if you don't want it to be a penalty, it isn't. And that's what I would say. So I understand the moaning. I also understand the people who want it as well. So, yeah. Marge says, I've just rang my gran. She said it was a clear penalty. Might be a little bit better than the UEFA, to be fair. Shane says, can you go back to my second super chat? I'll try, Shane, but it could be bloody ages back. And we are in the midst of quite a good game here. Let me read another one. I can scan back as well. Becky says, can we skip the Arsenal game and all just hope? And can we skip the Arsenal game tomorrow? Says Becky. Hope you're well. I am a little bit worried about it because Shane, you said the best game since France-Argentina in the World Cup final. I did read that one. Thank you, Shane. I do think Arsenal Atletico Madrid is going to have a very hard job anyway. I think most games are. That's definitely a penalty on Luis Diaz. I did want to have a look at that one again. That was all I wanted to look at. Do you think Harry Kane's been a bit quiet? Yeah. I mean, I think that's probably right. I think he has been a little bit quiet, but sometimes that's how it works at Bayern because you've got people like Elise and Diaz. I don't think Bayern will lose this game. I don't think they will. From what I've seen of them in the Bundesliga this season and in Europe, they're a very, very good second half side, and I think they'll come back into it. The threat with PSG is their ability to break, though, and break quickly. Perfect flow to the game. I do think the Premier League had turned into Serie A tactics with defending. Games aren't stretched, always sit low blocks, says Jack Wheeler. I was speaking to somebody about the Bundesliga about 2 months ago. We were talking about how quick everybody plays in the Bundesliga. When it's a goal kick, the goalkeeper gets it, he plays the ball. When it's a throw-in, they pick it up and they throw it. When it's a corner, they just get on with it. When someone scores, they just get on with it because the attitude is just get on with it. And I was talking to them and I said, do you not think that the Bundesliga will start looking at like NFL-type corners and throw-in specialists and stuff like that? And they just laughed and went, why? Why? That's just a different psychology. And to be fair, they did say, look, with all due respect, if people are finding new innovative ways of being effective at football, fair play. But what's more effective than just getting on with the game and trying to score goals? And I thought, you know what? It's true. Why do we in the Premier League employ corner specialists and throw-in specialists and stuff like that? We're just taking the game away from what it should be, really. Pistol says, and people want Carrick, the guy who played ultra defensive against Brentford. We need a manager with balls to attack like Company. And Jordan says, as a Bournemouth fan, this is incredible to watch. Hopefully we can be part of this someday, says Jordan. Still got a chance of being part of it next season. I mean, 6th place is up for grabs, isn't it? Finnegan says, we're getting 180 plus of this. It's good. It's the semi. Thank you very much, Finnegan. I agree with you. And Shane says, if Jose goes back to Real, the Madrid derbies will be box office in the press conferences and on the touchlines with him and Simeone, says Shane. I mean, I've done the video. I hope Mourinho does get the Real Madrid job. I really do. Cruel says, the thing with the Premier League is they build structure on tactics. Teams like Bayern and PSG build structure on individualism. There's levels to this game. And don't forget to bring a pillow and a blanket for tomorrow's game, says She Loves Cowgirl. 5 goals in 45 minutes, says the general Kylian Mbappe. We might not get 5 goals across both games between Arsenal and Atletico. What a half. Can't wait for another 135 minutes of this tie. And Kezi says, I'm an Arsenal fan. A part of me wants to say our anti-football could be the boogeyman style against the two of these, but in reality, we likely get battered. Do you think Saliba and Gabriel could stop this? They'd have to part the bus, mate, wouldn't they? You'd have to do what you did in the Carabao Cup. It's affected the outcome of the play. The ball was going into the box. If it didn't get hit by his hand, you can't play the ball with your hands, as History Guru. Thank you very much. Thanks for all those super chats. Please do subscribe to the channel. Bottom right-hand corner. Chelsea advancing for Alonso today. Totally crazy, says Max. And Pep Ball destroyed the Premier League, says Malpa. What did Company do, Mark, to get suspended, says Rudolph the Red? I don't know. I don't know. Somebody in the chat will probably know. Brilliant game so far, says Kana. He got 3 yellows, apparently, across the whole tournament. So he gets a suspension. Yeah, lots of people saying that. Well, fasten your beef seats. Fasten your beef salts. Fasten your seat belts for the second half. It's going to be a cracking ride. Hoove says, football is alive and well outside of England. And Go Bird Scotland says, that's never a penalty. I just caught it at half time. Thank you very much. This game is brilliant. I tell you what makes me most happy is the amount of people who are just thoroughly enjoying this game of football. And look, hopefully in the World Cup, we'll get to watch teams like this as well, who, you know, sorry, not teams, nations like this that we don't really know much about. You know, I always say it's about Mexico and Japan. Teams like that can be a great watch, and hopefully we're going to see that as well this summer. The Premier League hasn't really been able to provide us with anything, if we're being completely honest, this season, but I'm just very proud that we can get like 20-odd thousand people watching when it's not a Premier League team. People actually wanting to watch good football, and I think that's a massive message to the rest of the Premier League. That, you know, fans want good football. You know, Tuesday night, no Premier League side in a Champions League semi-final. Traditionally, people might be like, you know, let's go for a walk or something like that. Let's not go for a walk. Let's sit down and watch an absolutely brilliant game of football, which is what we are doing. And I can't wait for the second half. Can't wait for it. Who do you think is going to win tonight? I don't think Bayern lose. Maybe a draw. But, yeah, I don't think Bayern will lose. You never know. We might get a surprise tomorrow. We might see an absolute classic tomorrow between Arsenal and Atletico Madrid. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but you never know. Really enjoying the game, but to be honest, if United defended like this and let some of these goals in, we'd be fuming. It's the style of the play, though, Raz. It's the style of the play. You can score against Bayern Munich. You can score against PSG. It's virtually impossible to play that brand of football and also keep clean sheets. And, you know, decent teams through history accept they might concede goals, but expect to score more. So that's the mentality, isn't it? If you want 3-0s and 4-0s and 5-0s every week, go and play in a pub league. If you want your team to play good football, expect to win games 3-1, 3-2, 4-2, things like that. That's the kickback on playing this brand of football. You can't be obsessed about clean sheets if you want your fullbacks bombing on. You want your defence to play a high line, and you want to commit players for runs that, you know, take out structured defences, which is why you can score goals against Bayern. It's why you can score goals against PSG. Lego Set Builder says, never a penalty, mate. Ruined the game and the feeling of how insane the game's been. Don't get why rules are so different in different competitions. Jacob says, Liverpool should never have sold Diaz. Beats all our wingers this season by far. Players, look, is that the sub I thought? Lamer for Stanisic. Literally said this in the first half. He's getting absolutely teared apart. And I think Lamer offers more going forward. No, he's took him off for Davies. Davies off at half-time. I don't know what that was all about. I thought Alphonso Davies was doing quite well. Is it just angry that he gave the handball away, or is it another injury problem? Well, there you go. I was slightly wrong about that. Welcome to the Members Club, Lingby. Thank you very much. And Carrie TV says, I can't even watch the game because I'm in work. But listening to the commentary in my earphones sounds like game of the season so far, says Carrie. Well, I'm very privileged to be your ears on this classic game. And I'll try and give you a little bit more explanation then, because I sometimes forget that people might not actually be watching. Right, you can sync in with me. I know some of you are ahead because we've got it on Amazon Prime tonight. So, because it's a streaming service, it can be a little bit delayed, but we're up and running now. There we go. Really enjoying the game, but to be honest, I've done that one from Ra. Thank you very much. Not defensive mistakes, attacking brilliance, in my opinion, says Jung. And if United go to the Champions League next season with Shaw and Dalot, let's forfeit early, says Pistol. Classic 0-0 on the cards for tomorrow, says Ant. All I'd say about tomorrow night's watch-along is just bring your good questions with you. Because sometimes I can't take my eye off this, and I'm sure you can't, and it's football, 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 football. But we do have watch-alongs where it can be, let's say, a challenging watch. And that's where we start talking about polar bears, or what you'd do in this situation, or agony bridge issues, or, you know, what's the best chocolate bar you had when you were growing up. But not tonight. Remember when United was linked to Neves and we were too cheap to invest into it, so we got Agate, and 2 years later our midfield always gets overrun? Well, Andre, I'm going to use that on the morning show. Because you're absolutely right. You know United won't overpay. You've just nailed it. We wouldn't overpay on Neves, so we went and took Agate. And that's exactly why you get what you pay for. I'm going to close the poll on the penalty because it's pretty much yes. It's pretty much 50-50, although it did finish, is that a handball? Yes, 47%. No, 53%. Thank you very much for all your super chats. Thank you everybody who's tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner, on the road to 1.5 million on the channel, and you're all very welcome whoever you support. It's been an absolute cracking game, and I'll tell you one thing for free, it will not finish 3-2. There's no way this second half's going to be a non-scorer. 14,000 people voted on that penalty poll, by the way. That's a lot of people. Toblerone will always be the best because I only ate it at airports, and airports meant holidays, says Marge. Yeah, we're not going to save it for tomorrow, Marge. We're not doing chocolate adverts, chocolate conversations tonight. United won't be ready for this if they play counter-attack, says JBS. Oh my God, that was very determined by Lamer there. Absolute determination at left back there. United is not ready for this, says JBS, did that one. It's almost better that this isn't the final so we can have 2 games instead of 1. That's what I said in the first half, Gabriel. I agree. My co-worker got fired for soiling himself and telling other staff he believes Arsenal will win the Champions League, says Guru. Yeah, but apparently it wasn't the soiling himself that got him the sack. Pistol says, why has nobody spoken about Carrick going defensive yesterday? Oh, because his name's not Ruben Amorim, is it? Or Eric Ten Hag. I thought it was a joke parking the bus at half-time yesterday, but It's tactical genius, isn't it? If you're British. Bayern bought their open game to Arsenal and lost. Don't write off tomorrow's game. If team plays open against Arsenal, Arsenal plays back, says Loz. There we go. Bit of confidence. Well read by Upamecano. Oh, look at the power here down the right wing. They call him the French Harry Maguire. And that was a bad pass. Rinse teeth with cold water or warm water after brushing, says Doobie. I always do warm. I wash my teeth like I wash my hands. Warm water. But not soap. Toothpaste in the mouth. Soap on the hands. As my granddad always used to say, you wouldn't wash your arse with cold water, so why are you washing your teeth? They like to take people on, don't they, Bayern? He's on a yellow card, Pacho. He's got to be very careful, you know. He's pulling his shirt on a yellow card. Here's Luis Diaz. Lovely feet. Probably should have got the shot off. Oh, it's starting to cook again, this game, isn't it? Do you think these high-scoring end-to-end games is where football is going, says Matthew? I hope so. I think people would rather watch 5-4 than 0-0. Oh, Kvaratskhelia wants a penalty there as well. He kicked thin air, and he's trying to say that it was a penalty. They're going to look at it again. He's still down. Never a penalty, he says. Well, let's have a look. No, he kicks up Meccano. It's not a bloody penalty, is it? No, never. Never. He's probably hurt himself because he's gone to kick the ball, but yeah, never a penalty that. And it's play on. But yeah, Matthew, I think if you did poll fans, do you want, you know, tactical tight games or exciting open games? We want this. I mean, why can't a 90-minute game be 4-4 or 3-2? Why does it have to be 0-0 or 1-0? You know, that's because coaches decide to go with discipline and structure over. Look, the bottom line is it's easier to coach counter-attacking football than it is this type of football. It takes more work on the training ground to play like this than it does to play counter-attack. Say what you like about Pep, but, you know, it takes a lot of work to get players to move and pass and move and pass. Thank you very much, Matthew, anyway. Appreciate that. 5 minutes without a goal. What's happened? As I said, I don't think Bayern lose this game. Look at the Bayern press as well. I mean, you can bypass it, but it's very impressive. Always shoot at defender's arm in the Champions League. Refs are painfully literal with the rule, says Manjul. Has anybody watched the Hulk Hogan documentary on Netflix? Very good, if you're into wrestling. I'm enjoying Tyson Fury's one as well. Here's Diaz into the box. What a ball. Oh, God, this is that final ball for Bayern. Stanisic there. He's in on the back post. All he's got to do is square it for Kane. And Kane can't believe it. He gets it wrong. Do you think it's more impressive if Bruno breaks the record since he was playing as an 8 for the first half of the season? I think it's very impressive. Here's Luis Diaz into the box. Oh, cut back into Lema, and he just puts it wide. He's a good player, Lema. Deceptively quick. You don't get many quick blonde players, do you? Then again, I used to have blonde hair before it went grey, and I'm fast. When I was 15, I ran we had a running track at school, and when I was 15, I ran 10.10 seconds, which I think is quite good. Mudryk, yeah, but you can't trust his running, can you? Apparently 10.10 would break records. I think it was 11.10 then. Yeah. It was sub something. I reckon it might have been 11.10. Not 10.10. 10.10 I'd be running in the Olympics apparently. Yeah, it wasn't that fast then. 11.10 sounds about right. Sub 20 seconds. I was actually quite fast. But when I played football in my mid-30s, the manager said it looked like you were running backwards. And I thought, yeah, I've lost my pace. Bolt did 9.5. Or maybe it was 10.10 then. Does Bruno start for either of these teams? Says, I actually think Bruno could start for Bayern over Musiala. Great ball into Hakimi. He's got loads of time. Oh! Goal, 4-2. I can't believe this. I actually can't believe this. It is an incredible game, but I can't believe Bayern are getting done like this. I can't believe it. Stanisic's side again. I'm actually in shock. I'm actually a bit disappointed that we've got a 2-goal lead now, because it might be heading towards PSG this. Yeah, can everybody in the chat keep telling me that you're delayed? I'm watching on Amazon Prime. It's a streaming service. I hate watching streaming services. I'd rather watch it on satellite because I'm right up to it. So that's why we've got a timer. There's nothing I can do about the delay. So that's why we've always had a timer, because that means what I'm watching. If you want to watch it further ahead, fill your boots. But I can't. I'm not Michael J. Fox. I can't go into the future. So I'm watching what I'm watching, and that is why you have a timer on the screen. So that's how it works. Thank you very much. 4-2 here. And PSG are coming. I mean, look, remember, this could get worse. Hakimi coming forward again. Oh, Bayern have got to be careful here. They are a little bit lost. They won't panic yet. Maybe they should. I said Bayern won't lose this game, but PSG are growing and growing and growing in confidence. And look, a lot of us thought that Bayern would win this game, win this tie. They still can. 2 goals isn't necessarily over. But please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. What a game. We're only 300 away from 471,000. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Still over half an hour to go here. You do feel like Bayern do need to get a goal back. Lema. Again, it's almost like every little cross they put it. Oh, it's 2v2. It's 2v2. It's Doué. It goes wide to Dembele. Up against Upamecano. 5-2. Oh my God. It's probably over. It's probably over. I can't believe this. When Man United ain't getting Enrique, are they? This is stunning from PSG. Absolutely stunning. I've got to take my hat off, even though I'm not wearing one. It's absolutely stunning. What do you do if you're Bayern? They're trying to get back in the game and they're getting picked off on the break. Both goals on the break. Both goals on the break. That penalty decision, probably a little bit bigger than we thought, because Bayern have pushed to get back in it, and both goals on the break. That's onside, by the way. There's no offside there. What a finish by Dembele as well. I mean, you don't save those. Through the legs of Upamecano and then in off the post. Neuer just watches it. Wow. What a night for the PSG Ultras. What can you do? What can you do against... I mean, it's still a great game, but it's starting to drift away from being a great game now. It's starting to turn into an absolute battering. Goldbridge has jinxed this. Yeah, I think Bayern might lose this game. They are good enough to come back, but it's going to take a hell of a big effort to do this now. And they are literally dismantling Bayern. And I think they sense blood as well, because Bayern will still think they can get back into it. But PSG, I think, are in the groove. And they could get another one. They're in again. They're in again. Oh my God. Play on. He's won that. Well done. PSG are winning everything at the moment. 5-3 would still be a good scoreline for Bayern, says Rick. It would be, but if I'm coaching this game, I'm looking at this with half an hour to go and I'm saying, where the hell is 5-3 coming from? This could go 7-2. That's the problem. PSG could annihilate Bayern to the point where, you know, and look, Bayern are getting into good positions. It's their final ball. If you look at that Stanisic cross, was that 3-2 at that point? That should have been a goal. Looks like Fabian Ruiz is coming on here. This is football on That's Football. Great stuff, says Daniel Thompson. Thank you very much. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. 23,000 watching. Keep sharing the video. Make sure you subscribe. Get involved with That's Football. Looking like PSG in the final. Looking like PSG retaining the Champions League as well. At the moment. My only slight disappointment amongst the praise for PSG is that the second leg might be a dead rubber in what has been a great game. But look, you can only take your hat off to PSG. They've played it perfectly. It would take immense strength from Bayern to get back into this, because the tide is against them at the moment. Here's Diaz. They need something here. And that's good goalkeeping. Jason says, your predictions lately have been terrible. Mate, check my Premier League predictions out, because I'm smashing Robbie. Hate to say it, but the pen changes the game. Bayern have to open up and are just getting picked off. Dembele strike, lucky to go in off the post, as Hugh. I thought it was a brilliant finish. Maybe, just maybe, Enrique will get tired of winning and want a new challenge at United, says Chiri. And I hate to say it, but the pen, I've done that one. Thank you, Hugh. Bayern, you too used to the Bundesliga, Pratt, says Liam. Mate, they beat Real Madrid. They haven't had an easy route. The game is insane, says Chubby, spelling sane like the river in Paris. Deja vu, PSG start slow in the Champions League, then turn it up. Yeah, I mean, they are a very good team late on, aren't they? And you know what? You know, the amazing thing about PSG is that they've basically been playing football non-stop since August 24. So nearly 2 years. So started in August 24, won the Champions League in May 25, June 25, go to the Club World Cup in America, get to the final of that, lose to Chelsea, come straight back, start the season again, and here we are in May 2026 and they're still going. Dylan says Company will be back for his suspension next game, so maybe a different game. Oh, goal! 5-3. Well, that is exactly what they needed. There's no offside. Can it be a goal? I don't know whether Upamecano has to touch it or not. I think it was indirect. Was it an indirect free kick? I don't know whether it was an indirect free kick. They might challenge it. I don't know. No challenge. Goal. Oh, wow. 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 I'm like a crying baby, but I'm excited. This is great. A scrappy goal. Not the sort of goal we've expected. But that changes the game, because if you're Bayern Munich, you're sort of going... If I'm Company now, I'm saying, slow it down a little bit. Let's be a little bit rigid. I'm on the blower to the guy on the side, and I'm going, what tactics are you doing? And he's going, well, the tactics I'm doing is just, let's just go for it. No. Let's not go for it. Let's just, we can take this back to Munich and win 2-0. Whatever we do, we can't go back three behind. Of course, us as the purist, football lovers, we want to see more goals, and I'm sure there will be more goals. But I'm thinking if you're Bayern, I'd take 5-3 at this point. Kane's ghosting. I mean, the reality is Kane hasn't had a very big game. Yabba Dabba Doo, says Marge. Who would you take for Chelsea, Alonso or Areola? Says Matt. I actually think Alonso plays good football at Fulham. I do think he's underrated. So, yeah, I think he's a good manager. But so's Areola. Another free kick here. Could be very similar. Keeper comes and gets that one. Strings to Bayern's bow. Ability to score from set pieces as well. What a ball by Kimmich. What a ball by Kimmich. Elise, not as good from him. Throw in. Oh, Alonso. Oh, who's... why am I thinking about Marco Silva? Xabi Alonso. I'm thinking about Marco Silva because he's been linked with Chelsea. Xabi Alonso or Areola? Musiala cut back. Stanisic blocked. Bayern now in the ascendancy, but as we know with this game, it changes very quickly. Would you take Vincent Kompany at United? Oh, God, Dazzo, yes. 100%. I mean, I know he played for Man City and he'll never come to Man United, but he's clearly a very good manager. Having said that, at Man United, he might be like he was at Burnley. I still do think that people don't realise that good managers can't polish turds. And, basically, you do need good players, Kane, Diaz! Oh! Offside! She's ruined it! You bloody ruined it! She's ruined it! She's given offside! Probably is. Oh, come on. Let it go for the... Well, VAR would have found. It was brilliant play. Great ball. Great goal. We've had everything. We've had everything. We've had everything. Lots of people saying it was onside. Lots of people saying offside. VAR goal check. Nearly 30,000 watching this. I'm loving the fact there is no Premier League team in this game and we've got nearly 30,000 people watching it. I have faith in football. I have faith in football that this is what people want. That's why we're watching. Goal given! Oh, it's a victory for football. It's a victory for football. Have that. Don't know why I picked that up. 5-4. What a goal. What a goal. Absolutely brilliant. Liverpool fans look away. So pleased that's been given because it was absolutely brilliant. Never has a VAR overrule goal mattered so much. That was poetry from Diaz. I can't believe what's happening here. What is going on here? What is going on here? What is going on here? At 5-2, you think PSG might make it 7. And we're now 5-4. Whew. I think we are witnessing one of the best games I've ever seen. And I'm 92. You know what? To the young folk, if you're like 12, 15, 21, 25, trust me, I've watched a lot of football in my life. This is football heritage. You are watching one of the best games you will ever see. Get goosebumps because you're going to remember this game for the rest of your life. This is up there with one of the best games I've ever seen. Certainly not involving Man United. Obviously, when it's your team, it's very different. But from a pure footballing game, what a game. What a game. Both teams, unbelievable. Unbelievable. You look good for 92, says Marge. I hope we get a game like this in the final, says KW. I don't think we probably will. I think whoever loses this semi-final needs to get a runners-up medal because I think this may well be the final. We've got 9 goals with 20 minutes to go. This needs to be on a serious note. This needs to be the blueprint for football. This needs to be what football is from now on. None of this fucking part the bus counter-attacking shit. Kimmich has got fouled there. Thank you so much, everybody who's tuning in. Absolutely incredible game. Take a breath. Take a breath. I don't want it to stop. I don't want it to stop. Remember, PSG are still winning here, though. They would still take a lead to Munich. So they've just dared to put Arsenal against Atletico Madrid up on the screen. I don't know how they dare do that. That's like Scorsese filming a classic film with the likes of DiCaprio and De Niro and Pitt and Pacino, and Ian Beale coming in and saying EastEnders is on at 7:30. Piss off. Ryan says this is the greatest game I've ever seen. I told you about Bayern, though. I said Bayern wouldn't lose this game. And I said also Bayern are a a very good side in the second half. I'm almost living on adrenaline here as well, which is, you know, captivated. Just stumbled across Amazon Vision channel showing live stats on the screen. Have you seen it before? Yeah, it's good. It's good. I wish I could download this game and save it for my grandkids, says Jimmy. This is football at its best, says Becky. Well, I think every teacher in school tomorrow should cancel maths, arts, physics and all that and say for the morning we're going to study one of the greatest games ever and try and understand why. Is this the best game you've watched so far this season? Says easily. I think Real Madrid PSG was the best. And now this is the best. What's the best non-Man United Champions League game you remember, says Eamon. I thought Real Madrid Chelsea was good at the Bernabeu a few years ago. I'm not very, you know what? I'm not very good at like remembering games. I need to be reminded of them, but nothing involving Liverpool would make me excited. So I have to say that rivalry does kill off a lot of games. Like some people might talk about 2005 Champions League final. I wouldn't. Liverpool 4 against Barcelona. Yeah, that to me wouldn't be it either. Either this or the last World Cup final is the best I've seen, says Lachlan. Arsenal is nowhere near the level of these two, says Irish. These lot are the best in Europe and the gap is big following behind these two. Yeah, but all I would say about that is that you can anti-football it. You know, they're going to have to, aren't they? They're not going to, I think with the best will in the world, they're not going to sit and they're not going to go toe-to-toe, I don't think. Mark went through 21 emotions in like 10 minutes, says Zuta. You wouldn't predict this to be the score over 2 legs, let alone 1. What is happening? This is heritage, says Ashish. Big fan from Florida. What a match. This is what football is about up the Arsenal, says Connor. Do not scratch your eyes. Watch it. Drink it in, says a true gent. Well, look, PSG could still score as well. They're not out of this. Bayern have obviously got back into it from 5-2 to 5-3. 5-4. Sorry, even I'm missing goals. What price are Kane equalizers, says TCG? Well, Kane's done well here. Done very well. Luis Diaz. Harry Kane's got it on the wing. Not been many saves by the keeper, says Lee. Kimmich is going to use Elise. Still Elise. Needs to pass it. And Ruiz nearly makes a tumble. Kept in by Elise. Off the ball foul. Kvaratskhelia and booked. A little bit silly. No, Ruiz booked. A little bit silly. Is this the best game ever? No nostalgia bias, says Gabrielle. I don't know. I think there are games that will... I mean, I really enjoyed Spain-Portugal in the World Cup game a few years ago. Ronaldo, De Gea, I think it finished 3-3. That was a great game. Brazil against Germany in Rio was an incredible game. Like, we've had brilliant games. So... but this is the reason this is great, and the reason we should all be so proud of it is because it's not Premier League teams, and it's also what we want. We want football like this. This is what fans want to watch. And you know, the Premier League and all the Premier League managers and players shouldn't be sat back at home going, "This is unachievable." This should be what the Premier League is. I said it after PSG won the Champions League last year. Surely that's the death of Pep ball, and even Pep's playing differently now. So everybody else needs to take their. I don't know what Arteta was doing last year when the Champions League final was on, because I genuinely thought a lot of people would look at PSG and start to play like that, and then we get one of the most boring Premier Leagues ever. And I think all the Premier League managers must have missed the Champions League final, and when somebody said, you need to study PSG ball. I think they misheard it as Pulis ball. Because that's been the biggest growth market in the Premier League this season, has been that style of football. Looks like the Gunners are getting a spicy breakfast or a rough baguette up their arsenal, says John Bottomley. What conspiracy theories do you believe? Not tonight, TS. It's not that sort of night. We're focused on the football tonight. Lee says, I can't wait for the Arsenal second leg. And Jace says, I wonder what Arteta's plan is for one of those teams if he gets through to the final. I'd like to think he'd attack, but I don't know. Still 10 minutes to go. PSG looking now like they just want to sit in and counter. Kane has been Casper the Ghost tonight, says Heya. And has there ever been a higher scoreline in one half of a Champions League game, says Luke. I mean, there probably will have been. I don't know. Becky says this is football at its best. Thanks for all your super chats. I think I've caught up there. It looks like this. If it ends like this, what's your thoughts on the second leg? Says Bright. If it ends like this, what's my thoughts on the second leg? I think Bayern would be favourites marginally because it's in Germany. But having said that, PSG are world wary enough to go and win away from home. And also, as we've seen, the way they can counter at speed, they'd fancy themselves to score goals. So, you know, it could still go either way. That was from Sprite. Thank you very much. 27,000 watching. Thank you so much. Hopefully you've clicked and subscribed. Bottom right-hand corner. Harry Kane has been off it and he's given the ball away there. We're only 100 subscribers away from 471,000, so please click and subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. We're back live tomorrow night as well. Arsenal, Atletico Madrid in Madrid. Not surprised to see people going down with cramp. Sorry, I have lost my live chat again now. Don't. Oh, it's completely clicked off. Idiot. Let me get it back. Anyway, we've got a break in the play at the moment. 10 minutes to go. Will we get a perfect 10 goals? 6-4, 5-all, whatever happens. It's been an absolutely, I nearly said crap game, cracking game of football. Man of the match. Well, let us know in the chat, man of the match. I feel like Kvaratskhelia has been very good. I can't even think of all the goal scorers. Diaz, Upamecano, Elise, Kane. Dembele's got 2. João Neves. I mean, we've had 8 different goal scorers. Here's Elise. Should have passed. And then, yeah, it does pass and no one's on his brain. We've had 8 different goal scorers and we've had 6 different assisters. And none of the assisters have scored a goal. Oh no, Dembele got an assist. Probably Dembele, really. I don't know. I think it's tough. I think man of the match is really tough. It's not a goalkeeper, that's for sure. I think Kimmich has been very good. I think Neves has been very good. Kvaratskhelia is coming off now, and Mendes is coming off. I think they're just probably looking to close this game out now. I mean, look, answers on a bloody postcard. I do think Kimmich. I agree with Stardust. I think Kimmich has been very good. Rob Smooth says, have you seen the new drinks McDonald's are releasing on May the 6th? No. I haven't. I don't. Sorry, I was looking at something else. So many suggestions for man of the match. Both teams are playing great football, says Alan Noonan. Thank you to Rob. I thought Inter Milan versus Barca semi-final last year was good. This game might have surpassed it. So that was a good game, actually, Nagash. Very good game. Kane has a goal and a fantastic assist, and he's not been at his best. Goes to show where he is right now at the very top, says Ashish. And hi, Mark. Could you please read my first super chat, says Arshan. I will try, mate, but you could have just told me what it was there. I mean, we're in the midst of a game here. There's a lot of comments coming in. I will try and go back, but it isn't that easy. Wish Muller was in this game, says Stretford Ender. Lamar has been amazing since he came on, says Chicken Colony. I don't know why Lamar didn't start. Lamer, sorry. I would have started him over Sanisic. Playmaker says, I'll say it again. I'll give everything to see United play these two teams. I don't care if the opponents score as long as we outscore them, says Playmaker. And Carl McAdam says, if Arsenal play any of these in the final, they will play with a depth of one. Okay. Akula says, this is how you recruit. It's just the manager. And Selg says, hang this game in the Louvre. It's just down the road. Shout out to my brother Zaki, who is missing the game, but listening to you in Houston, Texas. There we go. Imagine if United can just sign Kvaratskhelia as a left winger. Glazer's out, says Mohammed. And Thomas says, my favourite Champions League final is Milan against Barcelona, 4-0 in the 94 final. Match reaction, Mark. I don't think I'm going to do a match reaction. I don't think I'd go that far to do a PSG versus Bayern Munich match reaction, because I think that's too far. But it has. I think we've reacted to it in real time, and I think PSG are probably, well, they might get one on the break here. I think they're probably going to get it. But who's impressed you the most, says Wan. The list is long. You know, I find it impossible to give a man of the match. The list is long. I think it's been a perfect... Oh, hold on. Vitinha. PSG. They haven't had a chance in a while. He's hit the bar. They've hit the bar. Incredible. This is what I mean. PSG could still do it. It ends like this. What's your thoughts on the second leg? I've done that one. Someone just says, I've slept through my alarm. I'm missing out, says Fred the Red. I'd go to bed because you're going to be really pissed off. You have to admire the work rate of Diaz. He gives everything as he did for Liverpool in this game. He's giving me flashbacks to Barca Inter last year, says Liam. And to quote a film, says Ryle, are you not entertained? It's been absolutely incredible. An incredible game of football. And we get the second leg a week tomorrow. I feel bad for Arsenal. They're going to get absolute pelters tomorrow if it's not a good game. Switch. Hakimi looks like he might have done his hammy there. But PSG are going up a gear here. Oh, he can't believe it. And also, you don't just start thinking about the second leg. You start thinking about the World Cup as well. It might be cramp. Looks like Mbappe was the problem with PSG all along, says Dara. Don't know whether that's cramp when you're clutching the back of your thigh like that. That was the chance where they hit the bar. Oh, he's hit it well, you know. He's hit it. He's almost hit it too well. So close to the top corner. Yeah, it does look like it's cramped, to be fair. Yeah, it's cramp. He's all right. Well, what a game of football. Absolutely loved it. And I'm glad I've spent it with you. It's been incredible. We might not get another goal, but it's been so good. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. This is why That's Football so important to me. We've been covering the Champions League for years. And I think that this is why I want to keep doing it, you know. We're blessed that we have Bundesliga football on a Friday night. Live footage. I've been saying it all season. Some of you might watch La Liga, other leagues. Premier League ain't great this year. And I think that PSG and Bayern have sent a massive message to, you know, some managers and some teams and some leagues about what fans want. And we want to be entertained. And this hasn't been 5-4 because the defences have been crap. This has been 5-4 because both teams want to play football at high intensity, high lines. It's been absolutely incredible. And there's still 8 minutes of added time here. And it's great to see that people will vote with their eyes. You know, as I said, there's probably been years where there's no Premier League side in the Champions League semi-final, and I won't watch it. And if PSG and Bayern Munich weren't good footballing sides, I probably wouldn't have watched it. That's a long ball there. You've got to try and get that back to Neuer, and he does. I'd rather replay this game tomorrow than watch the Harren Ball, says Karan. And Daniel says, it's been a joy to watch this game with you all. Thank you. Look, tomorrow night we can probably do favourite chocolate bars and conspiracy theories, and do you wipe standing up or sitting down, or do you shower with your back to the front, and you know, all that sort of stuff. But there's been no time for any of that type of chat tonight. It's been as I said this afternoon, this is a game for the purists, and hopefully we've converted a few as well, because it's been a brilliant game of football. I think Elise's been quiet second half, to be honest. Nice ball into Stanisic. Kimmich, not a great cross. Still a couple of minutes to go. I mean, to be fair, it's probably fatigue and yeah, it's probably fatigue from both teams that we haven't seen a goal in about 15 minutes. Lema does well. PSG clear it away. Keeper's gone down. Someone just said he's broken his arm. No, I think he's all right. Hold on. Oh, no. Nicholas Jackson's on for Pavlovic. Yeah, that's not normally the move you want to make. Still time. Jackson's on the ball, though. Not sure what that was. PSG would love one more chance to counter, wouldn't they? Here's Elise into Kane. He takes the corner. Cameron says Bayern will win this at home. I think only 4 minutes added on. I thought there was 8. I think they have got a chance of winning it, and I think they will be marginal favourites. But remember, PSG have got a lead. They needed to take something to it, and they did. One off the line there. Dembele clears it away. Barcola, referee, blows the whistle. Absolutely incredible game. Incredible game of football. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, we thought it might be a classic. It's been an absolute classic. And it just makes me very proud of the sport. Very proud of you. Very proud of me. I think we've just been treated to an absolutely brilliant game. Absolutely sensational. And yeah. I witnessed it. I was there. As I said, a night for the football purists. We had no reason to watch this. I mean, you may be a Bayern Munich fan. You may be a PSG fan, in which case you're very lucky. But for the majority of us, we just witnessed this game of football because we wanted to watch it. Terrible game for goalkeeping fans, says Zuta. What's your favourite goal of the night, says Nagash. Diaz, I think. Diaz or Dembele's one off the post or Kvaratskhelia. I mean, all this, all that. No, it was a brilliant game. It's been a privilege to watch it with you. Styles make fights, and this has been incredible, says Tyler. Well, you get the thing about football is you get a lot of good games, but sometimes it's like PSG against Atalanta or Bayern Munich against Valencia. But the games that really matter are when two big teams collide in a game that matters. This is a Champions League semi-final between PSG and Bayern Munich, and they've just produced an amazing game of football. And it's not even over yet. I was here. I was here. Thank you so much. We're back tomorrow. I mean, the second leg's going to be incredible. It will be incredible. And I think you've got to say to Bayern Munich as well, to come back from 5-2 to 5-4, at the end of the day, it's the penalty that's made the difference. But obviously, if this game was the second leg was in Paris, you'd worry for Bayern. It's not. It's not. It's in Munich, so it's all to play for. An absolutely incredible game. Please do click and subscribe on your way out, bottom right-hand corner to do that. We were so close to 471,000, so please do subscribe. If you want to check out my video on Mourinho, you can check that out as well, because that's, you know, that's there as well. And if you didn't watch the United Stand video tonight, very, very good. It's over on the United Stand now. It was a very good video. We're a little bit earlier because of this. But we will be back at 8 o'clock tomorrow night for PSG. Not PSG. I wish it was PSG. For Arsenal against Atletico Madrid in Madrid. Now, don't come with sleeping bags. It might not be the same type of game, but hopefully it will still be a good game. I think Atletico have got a chance. They're not as defensive as they used to be, and I do think they've got a bit of a chance. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. Okay, take care everybody. Stay safe. Thank you for tuning in today, and I'll speak to you all tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching.